posting this here because I need an outside opinion on a difficult situation. It's about how I lost a parent and how I lost a family member all at the same time. For the sake of anonymity, let's call me Emily. I need to know, am I the jerk for not giving my step-parent the house and the money from my inheritance? This story starts a few months ago when my mom, let's call her Eleanor, passed away. She had a long battle with cancer, and while it was a difficult time, we had a lot of time to prepare. I spent every day I could with her, and we had a lot of conversations about life and about her wishes. She was a kind, generous, and thoughtful person, and she always wanted to make sure everyone she loved was taken care of. My mom had been married to my stepdad for about 10 years. For the purpose of this story, let's just call him Ken. Ken had come into my life when I was a teenager, and at first, he was a great addition to the family. He was funny, he was smart, and he treated my mom with a lot of respect. I thought he was a good guy. Over time, however, he started to show his true colors. He was lazy, demanding, and a bit of a mooch. He never had a full-time job for long. He would quit one job for some reason and then take a few months off, saying he was looking for the right opportunity. He never did. He just lived off my mom's money. She made a good living as a doctor, but his spending habits were a bit out of control. My mom, being the kind person that she was, always excused his behavior, saying he was just going through a rough patch. She always saw the best in him, even when I couldn't. One day, as she lay on her deathbed, she confided in me. She told me she had something important to tell me. She told me that she had been thinking a lot about what would happen after she was gone, and that she wanted to make sure that I was taken care of. She told me she loved me very much, and that she wanted me to have everything she had worked for. I told her that I was grateful, but that she didn't need to do that. She told me that she wanted to, and that she had already talked to a lawyer about it. I was a bit shocked, but I was also touched. I told her I would be fine, and that she should just focus on getting better. She smiled and told me she loved me, and that was the last time we spoke. I was heartbroken after her death, but I was also trying to be strong for my family. Ken, on the other hand, was not handling it well at all. He was crying and wailing, and he was being very dramatic. He kept saying things like, "I don't know what I'm going to do without her," and "My life is over." I felt for him, but I also knew he wasn't really a great partner to my mom. I tried to be supportive, and I told him that we would get through this together. A few weeks later, my mom's lawyer called me and told me that the will was ready to be read. He asked me to come to his office and to bring Ken with me. I was a bit nervous. I had a feeling that something big was about to happen. When we got to the lawyer's office, we were ushered into a big room with a long table. The lawyer, a kind older man named Mr. Thompson, sat at the head of the table, and Ken and I sat across from each other. Mr. Thompson started to read the will. He started with the small stuff, like the furniture and the art and the jewelry. Ken was a bit bored, but he was listening. Then Mr. Thompson got to the big stuff. He cleared his throat and said, "Now for the main assets of the estate." Ken leaned forward, a greedy look in his eye. He thought he was about to get a huge payout. My mom had been a very successful doctor, and she had a lot of money saved up. I was nervous, but I was also ready to hear what she had to say. Mr. Thompson continued. "All of the assets, including the family home, and the sum of $2 million will be given to my loving child, Emily. ... I was in shock. I knew she had told me something about this, but I didn't know it was this much. I looked at Ken, and his face was a mask of pure shock and disbelief. He looked like he was about to cry, but not for my mom. He was about to cry for himself. He stood up and his face was red. "What? What are you talking about? That's not right. I'm her husband. I should be getting all of that." Mr. Thompson looked at him calmly and said, "I'm sorry, Ken, but the will is very clear. Your wife left everything to her daughter." Ken was furious. He started to scream at Mr. Thompson, calling him a liar and a cheat. He turned to me and started to scream at me. "You knew about this. You planned this. You're a greedy little witch." Chapter 2. I was so shocked that I couldn't even speak. I just sat there and I looked at him. I had never seen him so angry before. He was always so calm and collected. I had a feeling that this was the real Ken. I finally found my voice. "Ken, she told me about this. She wanted me to be taken care of. She knew that you would just waste the money." He stopped screaming and looked at me, a cold look in his eyes. "You're going to give me my share. I am her husband. I deserve half of that." I stood up and looked him in the eye. "No, I'm not. This is what my mom wanted. This is what she worked for her whole life." He just kept demanding the money, saying it was his right as her husband. He told me that he would take me to court, that he would tell everyone that I was a greedy person who was trying to steal his inheritance. I told him that he could do whatever he wanted, but that I was not going to give him a single cent. We left the lawyer's office, and I was so shaken up. I couldn't believe what had just happened. I had lost my mom, and now I was losing my stepdad. I knew that he was a bad person, but I never thought he would do something like this. I was so angry and so sad. I told my friends and family what had happened, and they were all on my side. They told me that I should not give him anything and that he was a monster. I was grateful for their support, but I was still so hurt. My family, on the other hand, was not so supportive. They told me that I was being cruel and that I should give him some of the money. They said he was grieving and that I should be a good person and help him out. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. They were siding with him? The person who had just tried to steal my inheritance? I told them that he was a bad person and that he was just a gold digger who was trying to take advantage of me. They didn't listen. They just kept telling me that I should be more understanding. So I did what any person in my situation would do. I went to Reddit. I posted my story on the AITA subreddit, and I waited for the internet to give me its verdict. The post blew up. The comments were a firestorm of support. People were telling me that I was 100% not the jerk. One comment that really stuck with me said, "Your mom knew what she was doing. She knew that he would just waste the money. She trusted you to do the right thing. You are honoring her wishes. You are doing the right thing. Do not give him anything. He is a leech, and he is a bad person." Another user wrote, "Your family is enabling his behavior. They are telling you to sacrifice your inheritance for his greed. You are not the jerk. You are just trying to do what is right. Do not give in to their pressure. You are doing the right thing." The comments were so validating. They helped me to see that I was not crazy and that I was not a bad person. I was just trying to do what my mom wanted. I was trying to honor her wishes. I'm glad I stood my ground, and even though my relationship with my family is strained, I know that I am doing the right thing. I still haven't spoken to Ken since the will reading, and I don't plan on it. My family is still giving me the cold shoulder, but I don't care anymore. This inheritance is a tribute to my mom, and I'm going to use it to do something good, something that she would have been proud of. So, Reddit, I'm asking you one more time, just to be sure. Am I the jerk? The clear verdict from the Reddit community was a resounding NTA. They agreed that I was completely justified in my decision and that my stepdad was being the ultimate entitled one. I'm glad I stood my ground, and even though my relationship with my family is strained, I know that I am doing the right thing.